All right. So today I'm I'm trying out recording in a new spot in my apartment. But this morning Reload dropped. So for any of you who are still alive or who haven't figured that out yet, this is for you. I am going to be going over Ridin, which is the title track, and why I think it's so good. Yeah, I've already bought it and listened to it at least 3 or 4 times because it's so good. So let's get right into it and explain it. Please, please, please support the Dreamies. They deserve every second of everybody's love. We love them. So here we go. First of all, please, please, please listen to this song with someone needs to bass boost this song and put it on YouTube for me. That would be fantastic because the bass in this is so good. I have Skull Candy headphones that I use that, oh my gosh. I prefer almost every NCT song with those headphones on versus anything else because the bass just comes through so much better. And the bass in this is so great. It's, woof, I love it. Anyway, I loved the intro. I just caught the intro really kind of captures what's going to be happening within the rest of the song. It kind of starts one way and then there's a little bit of break and then it jumps right back into kind of how it was. And that is how this song goes. I love the harmonies that they've thrown in there. Go listen to the choruses and stuff, the harmonies that they've thrown in there. I have actually already watched a reaction and it only hit me after someone was like, that sounds like Shiny. And I was like, yeah, it does. SM Entertainment. That transition is so hard. It's almost as poignant as a beat switch up. Just with the intonation and the vocals right there, that transition hits hard, very hard. It's very well done. There's so much going on in the background. I talk about background vocals, I'm pretty sure, in almost every video. But this isn't vocals. This is just within the background of the music. There's so much going on that layers so perfectly with the vocals. It was such a musically correct decision to make, I think, to do it this way. And it sounds just on point. It's very, very exciting to listen to. There's so much going on in this song. Honestly, it's really hard to be like, this is good and this is good and this is good. It's just so hard to pinpoint it because there's so much going on and it does sound so good. I have to talk about this part. Okay. My favorite Dreamy is Renjin. And they never give Renjin enough lines, in my own opinion. But I know if they gave Renjin all the lines that I wanted him to have, nobody else would have any lines. So I do have to say, though, the use of his and Haechan's voice, they kind of pushed Chunla. I always say his name incorrectly. It's Chinese. I took Japanese, guys. That's hard. They in this song they kind of made the decision to almost push him into a sub rapper position. So him and Jisung almost are doing very similar things in this song, and it's actually really interesting. I feel like it's very much changed up
the way that NCT Dream sounds just by making that decision and following through. And I don't know whether it's a good or bad decision. I will say that it definitely was a big switch up to listen to the song with them having made that decision and kind of going through with it. But the vocals right here are unbelievable. Sorry. A lot of pausing, guys. But holy crap. I have to say this. I cannot get over the fact that they have these beautiful vocals and underneath they have just like this huge cacophony of sub vocals and instrumentality that adds all the harmony that you need. It's so well done, guys. That's another thing that they do a lot is they'll have the vocal line jump up and sustain a note, and they'll come in with the chorus right underneath it, and it meshes, it blends so well, it connects and creates a transition that's a little bit more cohesive, because there is a lot of kind of moments in this song that are like, and they explode and they're big, but they're very different. So like you have the vocals that come in and you're like, whoa, vocals, those are way different. We've been listening to rap almost this entire time, and it just like kind of shocks you, which has great value on the listener because it keeps you interested, it keeps you invested in it, and you want to know what's coming next. And it's so hard to turn this song off. So hard. I will be the first to admit it. Higher vocals over the rap line. Oh my gosh. Hits you like a ton of bricks, guys. Headphones. Do it. I do love too. This is something that NCT Dream has done, I think, ever since Chewing Gum. They've really played with the ability to have kind of this introduction of, hey, we're doing this, which is like the riding and rolling, oh, we're rolling, right? And then they just add whatever they want into that, and it makes it so much more interesting to listen to. So fun. This piece is so well done. Full bass dropout, all vocals. I love it. I absolutely love it when groups do that. I think I really, oh my gosh, as a vocalist, that's one of my favorite things to hear. And I feel like especially K-pop gets a lot of like, oh, well, they can't actually sing, they just play the track. And I'm like, well, they at least sang it once to record the track. And not only that, some of them have the most incredible ability to have stable vocals while doing their dance breaks and all the dancing that they're asked to do, which for me is mind-blowing because I can't keep a steady vocal while walking slowly. So just, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it when they drop the bass totally out, the beat, everything, and it's all just vocals. And they're incredible. Also, I have to say, I talked about, well, I don't know if that video's up yet, but I know that there is certain notes that usually don't sound very good together. Fourths, like a fourth step away from each other, and sevenths usually sound really bad, especially if you weren't intentionally doing them. But when you do intentionally do them, it creates a lot of like anxiety until you release. So it's a tension release within the music, and they do it a lot. Especially there's a part coming up where Jisung is just gonna nail us physically, beat us with a 2x4. But while he's doing that, I haven't differentiated it whether it's vocals or just the instrumentality is hitting some of those chords that usually don't sound good together. And this is creating a lot of anxiety and build through the music, but it's done intentionally. And so what it does is it sparkles. And that's the term I've always used or always heard used to describe it. So instead of it sounding awful, it actually sparkles and sounds incredible. And then you have, whatever else you have going on in the music. And once that resolves, it just it's 10 times more powerful. I'm sorry, we're going to continue. Oh my gosh. First of all, it's so jazzy. If you listen to it, it's so jazzy. Like that's definitely where those chords and that progression comes from. And they just did such a good job of just slipping it right in there. And it's so much more poignant because you're not ready for it. I love when you have like this expectation of where music is going to go, and then it surprises you by doing something else. And you're like, oh, hold on, didn't see that coming. So that's what I was talking about. That sparkles. It sits there and it kind of grates, but it also is like sparkling at the same time. Anyway. This is such a musical journey, guys. I think that's why I really enjoyed this song so much, is because it was like, here, let me take you on this awesome musical journey. And I was like, wow, I wasn't ready, first of all. And then I was like, okay, we're riding, we're rolling. I'm with this. I'm 100% in here. I got this. I'm down. Sign me up. Where's the petition? Let's go. And I'm just gonna let it finish. Hold on. It's so good. Yeah, let's listen to it again. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, they did such a good job. I think it's really hard. It's really hard. I feel like there is almost just never enough of, whoever your bias is, I'm sure you have felt this way, at least with one of them, where you're just like, there's never enough lines. It doesn't matter how many lines they give them. It doesn't matter if they give them a whole song or a whole album. I'm like, I could still listen to more of this, and be 100% happy. And I loved this. This is a whole new kind of zone. It's almost like they took all the musicality from Chewing Gum, because there actually is a lot of musicality in that number. I think a lot of people kind of brush it off because it's kind of cutesy and a little bit more geared towards a younger audience. However, musically, it's incredibly interesting to listen to. There's a lot to it, and it's one of my favorites to listen to. Reload, they took that musicality, they took the attitude of some of their former songs like Go and Boom, and they were like, okay, here we go. None of y'all ready. And they were right. None of us were. But oh my gosh, this song at least really, really struck me. And I don't know about all of you guys, but whenever my favorite groups have a comeback, I literally get a little bit anxious, and I'm like, but what if it's not as good as the last? And it's awful to think that way. It really is. But it's where my mind goes. But they blew it away. They knocked it out of the park. Give them all the love and the support that they deserve. Blow this up on YouTube, which is actually why I created this video, I think, is that I want people to know about them because they deserve to be heard of and to be heard. So blow this up. Let's do it. NCT Dream. Ridin. Let's ride those internet waves. Okay, I will hopefully see you in the next video. If you liked this video and you want to see more, or you have any suggestions, subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. And I will see you hopefully in the next video. Take care.